And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean that it's time for GotBot Goes Live. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, loud of my baby. And hit that notification bell. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All that in the description down below, also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And we have an update to the couple of listings from last week. Well, to one of them. We're going to talk a little legacy. We're going to talk some stuff from Newage. We're going to talk some stuff from DNA Design. We're going to give an update to my thoughts about the masterpiece Skyfire, because after last week's show, they kind of, right on the heels of it, they kind of put up official images. Also, if you were around here last week, you know that toward the end of the show, my browser kind of went down on me. I tried to kind of salvage stuff, couldn't, went back and did a speed run of the entire show once again, because certainly the listings were important enough, and I wasn't through the unboxing last week, and I wanted to make sure to get that done. So let's hope things go a little more smoothly this week. I'm just getting things set up. Hope you guys are having a tremendous week. Busy in my neck of the woods. Very, very, very busy in my neck of the woods, but not bad at all. Very much looking forward to the end of tomorrow and the weekend coming on strong. Let's see. Hey, Slow DK. Hey, Big M. Hey, Shansi. Hey, Marcus. You need to see what? You need to see the non-F kit. I just ordered it. I'll be picking up 2 more wreck cars to make 2 more Junkhands recycling rubbish. If you got that kind of money, I mean, go for it. Here, it's too expensive. I wouldn't be able to troop build that here. I mean, you're talking $45 plus tax. I don't know. Thanks. But cool, I guess. Also, non-F has minimum orders to here, so I love their stuff, but they don't make it very easy to get it here. But I do love their stuff, so I'm sure that your Junkhands will look great, Dragonfly. Look forward to seeing them, buddy. Hey, Jay. Hey, Waspinator. Hey, you're home. Look at that. Not on the road. Hey, Maximal 10. Okay, let's dive right into it. So, first things first, a very brief update from last week. We talked about 2 listings that were found in a computer system. They were later confirmed as well for the United States by, I think it was JT Prime 17. I of course, had Canadian listings, right? It looks like the Canadian price for those 2 liters are $76.99. It looks like the U.S. price for those 2 liters will be $55.99. We still don't know what the Holiday Optimus Prime is, but I did learn that the Cyclops is a code name. We talked last week about what the movie 7 Studio Series Generations Cyclops could be. And I said, I thought, could it be a Shockwave? Maybe. And I think it was Jay thought it could be Scourge. Apparently, Cyclops is the code name for Optimus Primal himself. So a leader class version of the big gorilla lad. I don't know, man. I feel like that this might be one of those cases where they're going to be trying to sell you a Voyager as a leader, but I could be wrong. Maybe it will be a leader. Maybe the guy's gigantic in the film. I don't know, but it looks like it's some sort of mysterious holiday Optimus and then Optimus Primal. Okay, I mean, if they're leaders, fine, I guess. I'm not. Here's the funny thing. Like, I'm really not stoked about Rise of the Beast at this point, because the film is a long way away because of when it got delayed. As that gets closer, I will get more interested, I'm sure. But, and all of the product so far has been all of this gimmick, junk, garbage nonsense that I, as far as I'm concerned, is a waste of development and resources and paint. And I don't see any reason to have it. And I don't see why anybody would ever buy it. Now, that's my feeling on it. Maybe you feel differently, and that's cool too. Speaking, though, of Rise of the Beast, we did apparently get a look at the robot mode, I guess, of Bumblebee. First on some material, socks, slippers, something like that. And then what seems to be a picture from 2021 that's only after surfacing now on some social media in, I think, Russia. I'm a bit skeptical about that because in that same image, kind of behind Bumblebee, there's Optimus Primal, and Optimus Primal looks very cartoonish in it. So I don't know. It was put on the official one, but I don't know. That being said, in looking at this new Bumblebee from the neck down, it looks like your typical movie Bumblebee. That's always what he looks like. I did not like the head at all. There's more yellow around the eyes with really the, I say, nose area and mouth as silver. Now, again, as I say, I'm not a big fan of the head. Again, to be fair, I've never liked movie Bumblebee. I didn't like the Transformers Prime Bumblebee. Didn't like G1 Bumblebee. The only one I've had any tolerance for is animated, and everybody hates animated. So there you go. Besides that, I don't like the character, and I never did. So seeing this new Bumblebee, like, I don't care. And I think that the head looks worse than it did in the Bay films. I think the head looks worse than it did in the Bumblebee movie. I'm not a fan. I hope they change it. It's kind of like remember Sonic, and when they showed Sonic, everybody was like, ugh, and they like went back and like totally redesigned him. I feel like that's what this Bumblebee head needs. It needs to be redesigned, right? Are you trying to get it past? Go past.
I have to.
Yeah, my wife's going past with my stuff changes here. You know, I'm sorry. And if you hear some extra noises, it is actually warm here this evening. So like the window and stuff is open. So if things go like up and down the road, you might hear it. I don't know. I don't know if you will. You might not. But just in case you do. Moving on from Rise of the Beast, because while that update is interesting, I'm also not sure if the Primal will be colored or if he will be very monochromatic, because we did see one of the gimmick toys that was very like silver monochromatic. I'm not a big fan of the Bumblebee. One more Rise of the Beast piece of news. A mask, I guess we'll call it, that is the gorilla face of Optimus Primal that actually transforms into a robot. It is a clever idea, but this looks awful. The mask looks okay, but from behind it does not look very comfortable. And I think the robot, while it's admirable to try something new, I think the robot looks very like dollar store poor design, like sad Nexus Prime-ish. And some people might say it's neat, it's niche, it's clever, it's novelty. I agree. The problem is, I bet, and I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I bet that the price won't be novelty. I bet you the price of that is going to be something in the vicinity here in Canada of like $60 or something. You know, it's a neat novelty. If it was $15, $18, yeah, maybe. And that's Canadian, $15, $18 Canadian. But anything more than that, no, just no. I don't think it looks good. The Primal face on it is a bit rough to me. I don't know. It's so weird. You know how most of us, not all of us, but most of us feel like the quintessential Optimus Prime is Peter Cullen, the quintessential Megatron is Frank Welker. And while there have been others, and some people do like some of the other ones, really, when you think of Optimus Prime, you think of Peter Cullen, for right or wrong. When you think of Megatron, you think of Frank Welker, for right or wrong. I'm the same way when it comes to Beast Wars. Like, Ron Perlman is going to be the voice of Optimus Primal. I didn't particularly like him voicing Optimus Primal to begin with. I want Gary Chalk to be Optimus Primal. He's my Optimus Primal. Same thing with Beast Wars Megatron. If it's not David Kaye, then I don't want it. Throw it out. Get it out of here. It's only trash. There you go. There's more to Rise of the Beast than I thought I was going to say. Shockwave Labs. They got a set for the 86 Dinobots that comes with 3. Really, it's for Sludge, but I'm saying the Dinobots because it comes with 3 blast effects. One, say, that can go in the mouth of Grimlock, another in the mouth of Sludge, another in the mouth of Snarl. It also comes with a sword for Sludge, as well as like I'll say a dinosaur chest piece down under his head that can be used in robot mode as a shield. I feel like that this is a sorry, that wasn't Shockwave Labs. That was DNA Design. I'm sorry, that was DNA Design. I feel like it's a good set from DNA Design. It's applicable to kind of all of the Dinobots, and it kind of adds more to Sludge. Now, that being said, it's been a while since I felt like something from DNA Design wasn't just a cash grab, like it actually added something. Probably the last time I felt like their set really added something was probably the sets for Scorponok and Black Zarek. I do not know what the price of this, I'll say, Dinobot Sludge set will be. I do fear it's going to be priced a bit high, but if you could see your way clear and you like the value, or I guess you like the product, then the value will be there, right? I think DNA Design makes a great product. I really do. I like what they do. I like what they make. It's solid. It's secure. I guess we'll have to wait and see, right? I guess we'll have to wait and see what the pricing is. But it's a nice set. Shockwave Labs also delving into the Dinobots with a light up flame effect. Now, the picture showed it in Grimlock's mouth. I'm not all necessarily about the light up stuff. I mean, if you are, cool, but I don't know. I feel like, I like things from Shockwave Labs. Do you need a light up blast effect? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I really don't know. So it's not for me, is all I can tell you there. We also saw images. I think there might be pre-orders up. We certainly saw a couple of videos for the latest in the MPG train bots, that being Yukikaze, which is the third, I think. We saw a brief video with the 3 train bots in it, and they transform. I mean, they look like great chug train bots. I don't know, man. This MPG thing, it's not doing it for me. I've seen the prices Canadian for the train bots, and they're like $265 each. Like, I'm sorry, it's too rich. I got to tap out at that. They look cool, but like, there's no way I'm spending a $3 bill a bot to make Raiden. No, I mean, no, it's just, I can't. If you can, cool, but I can't. I think the Moon Studios one overall looks better. It's also gigantic. So the Moon Studios one impresses me, but I wouldn't scale with anything I have. I guess there's not a Raiden for me yet, but it might be for you. Might be 2 options for you. The Yukikaze looks good. I mean, as good as what the Takara train bots look like. I think they all look a little panelly and stuff. So I don't know. What else do we have here? Super 7 Ultimates Wave 4 will be Soundwave, who looks really good. He doesn't transform, of course, but looks really good. Starscream. I don't really like the other faces that come with Soundwave because they're very like toy accurate. With Starscream, there is a toy accurate face, but he does have like a smirking face, and then he does have a that probably looked more like a stroke face, but like his smirking face, and then just his like plain face. It's pretty good. And the other one is Fallen Optimus Prime, which is, Dead Prime, right? Looks actually really good. Like, of all the things from Super 7 Ultimates, he really, really, really looks good. And the battle damage down on his stomach is like molded in battle damage. It's impressive. You might hear Tessa because she seems to be kind of jumping around like a lunatic at the moment. So that's a thing.
She's just excited.
She's excited. I don't know what she's excited about, but she's excited. Masterpiece Jetfire. And then I'm going to check in with you guys. Masterpiece Jetfire. So last week I was like, oh, I don't know about this, man. Because what we saw was a very rough, what seemed like a test shot with 1 foot missing and whatnot. But we saw official images after. So I like the chest emblem change out gimmick. I like the look of the plane. The robot is very smooth, sleek, very nice. I like him with his battle mask on and the wings angled down. I think that looks pretty cool. I wish I had. I'm not buying an MP Jetfire. Spoiler, I'm not buying an MP Jetfire. I don't need it. I'm quite happy with my Siege. But I'd love if there was a way I could source that Optimus, that little Optimus like figurine, and the Wheeljack and the Jazz, I think it is. Oh, yeah. I would like those. Of course, they're meant to scale with Skyfire, right? So I get that. That's neat. I think he looks far more impressive. Great articulation. I feel like if you are a mainline collector, Siege is fine. If you are an MP collector, you got 2 choices now. Do you keep your fans' toys Phoenix, or do you go with the MP? I think the head sculpt and the face sculpt of Phoenix is better. I think that's the weakness with the new one. That something seems very soft about the face sculpt on the MP. I think the Phoenix one is crisper. But I can also say that I didn't like handling Phoenix at all. I didn't like anything about it. I didn't like the transformation nor the squeaky joints and stuff. I'm not a fans toys guy in the least. So if I was going to be getting one, it would hands down be the MP because I don't think the fans toys can compare. But if you are a fans toys fan, and they seem to be pretty vehement, then you probably feel exactly the opposite. You probably feel like I'm more than happy with my Phoenix. I have zero need, zero desire to upgrade change out. There you go. Change out might be better for the MP. I'll be very, very interested to see how this guy goes and where the MP fandom flows. Will most people add him as well? Will they replace their Phoenix? Will they stay with their Phoenix and forget about this one? I'm interested to see how it goes from a business standpoint. From a purchasing standpoint, it's not for me, but I think if you're an MP collector, I think it's a really good looking Jetfire. We'll see how it functions. If it functions better than Phoenix, then I think it's the way to go because I don't think Phoenix functions well at all. Like I said, long time ago when I reviewed it, nothing feels good about it, and he was broken at a package. I mean, hard for me to endorse a product when it's broken out of package. The ankle, for the record, that joint, slider, whatever you want to call it, that was broken at a package. Let's go back and check in with you guys a little bit before I go on with anything else here. Because I know you've been talking away, and I think I stopped there. Hey, Ultra Megatronus, Sovereign Knight. You're down here. Hey, Caldeo. Movie B is Jay's favorite B. I don't see. No B is my favorite B. I don't like the character. I wish he didn't exist. That's my best. That's my best thing I can say about B. I mean, he's quintessential, but that don't mean I gotta like him. Movie B's face looks like those beetle things from the Dark Crystal. Little too insecty. I don't know what the Dark Crystal is, but okay. It's obviously a reference I'm not getting. The Bay film Bumblebee head is awful, and it's odd to see still having the Bay film head, knowing the Bumblebee movie was a reboot. I mean, it's not really a reboot. I know a lot of people think it is, and I know they kind of said it is, but like I don't. Despite the things that's been said, I would say it's a soft reboot. That's what I would say. Regardless of if it's reboot or if it's a continuation or whatever. I mean, the movie Bumblebee looks like the movie Bumblebee. I don't think that either head looks good, but the reason I say the earlier movie ones look better than the new one, at least it had a silver face. Like this, like the yellow is almost just everywhere, and where it's on his mouth, I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't like it at all. I don't think it's an improvement over the previous like movie version of Bumblebee. Maybe the colors will be tweaked. That's what I hope. Dress up as Sad Nexus Prime for Halloween. Yeah, I don't do much Halloween dressing up. I'm not much of a Halloween guy. My wife is. Ugly Sonic appears in the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie. Things can get weird. I still haven't seen that at all. It's amazing. Like, we have Disney Plus for a year free. I don't even know how to get into it. I've never looked at it. I've never used it. I don't even know what's on it. I know nothing about Disney Plus. I don't even know how to get into it in my cable. And we got it for free for another, 3 or 4 months. I don't know. I don't think there's anything there that interests me. I don't stop working, honestly, long enough to do much. The stuff that comes on actual TV that I got to catch up on eats up most of my time. The funny thing about the Primal head is the head in mask mode is the head staring into your soul. Oh, okay. Hey, Devlin. Hey, Brian. Trying to watch on mobile. Internet is down. I hate when that happens. Hey, Dave Wave. I like that, by the way. Gary Chalk needs much more appreciation. I agree. Beast Wars Megatron, not David K. If Beast Wars Megatron's not David K, then I'm not seeing it. Well, because I want to hear a year's. He's not the voice. He wasn't hired for Rise of the Beast. Let's see. Not a fan of DNA, seeing as you sometimes have to blow as much to get the part. Yeah, DNA design is expensive. That's the downside of them, right? Great product, but expensive. Good morning. Where are you two? Cluey? Is it Cluey? Cluey Mondo? Rivets? Is it Cluey? I hope it's Cluey. And if I'm saying it wrong, I humbly apologize. I'm interested to know, though, where it's morning, where you are, too. No need to be, if you can't, you can't. I'll stick with my Moon Studios trains. Yes, and I think Big M, that might be the way to go. If you're okay with the size, right? Because they're pretty gigantic. If you're okay with that, then yeah, that's definitely the way to go. Why are they so expensive? Because they're releasing them as masterpiece, and that automatically means huge price tag. The morbid predisposition towards Dead Prime continues to fascinate me. Yeah, I don't know why everybody wants that. Hey, Triple R. Passing on all trains. Yeah, I'm passing on the trains for now too. They're all just too expensive. Jetfire changeable chest symbols is like an ID card. It is, yeah, which is nice. I wonder if MP Jetfire will bring down the aftermarket price of Siege Jetfire. I doubt it. Two different markets. I mean, it could, but I wouldn't hold my bet. Or sorry, I wouldn't hold my breath. I think if anything, the substitute for MP collectors isn't Siege Jetfire. I think the substitute for MP collectors is Fans Toys Phoenix. Nah, you're not that late, Blue. Trust me, buddy. I don't celebrate Halloween anymore. I canceled my. Well, our Disney is free for a year, right? My wife knows how to get into it and stuff, but I don't. It's technology. Like, you're lucky I don't use a phone with a cord on it, because that's where my level is. Like, somebody said to me the other day, they said, it would have helped to have chapters in your video. I'm like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. I have no idea what or a chapter is or how to make it. I don't know what that is. That's where I'm to. And I don't even know where to learn this stuff. I'm not a tech guy, man. I'm the guy that talks. I'm not the guy that does the tech. What I really need is like a tech engineer to do all of the stuff for me that I don't know how to do. That's really what I need. Newfangled nonsense. That's right, Keldeer. That's the way I am. And I yell at those kids to get off my lawn, for sure. As a general rule, the more you know about technology, the more you hate technology. I don't know anything about technology, and I hate it, and it hates me. I picked up a Bumblebee Ratchet. He seems to be yellowing already. Wow, that's sad. Right at the box. Got Wheeljack and Brawn, too. I got no need for any of them. I have my G1 lads for that. They look good. If you're into the Bumblebee movie, they look great. But again, there was a time when prices were reasonable that I would have been like, yo, man, I'm just going to pick them up because they're cool. Because, I mean, it's only $20. But when each of them now is like $40, I mean, that's $120 for really 3 offerings that I don't have anywhere to put in my collection. I might be the 1%. I'll give the new actors for Primal or Megatron a shot in Rise of the Beast. Well, it's not a new actor for Primal. I don't know who's doing Megatron, but Primal is Ron Perlman. Like, if you watched the Netflix series, the War for Cybertron series, when Primal shows up, it's Ron Perlman. It's that guy. It's that Primal, right? So if you liked him voiced in War for Cybertron, then you'll like him in Rise of the Beast. If you didn't, then you're probably not going to like him in Rise of the Beast either. It stinks that things are yellowing. Well, it stinks for consumers. It's great for Hasbro because they're like, well, I guess we couldn't just release it all again, and they'll double dip. Everybody says that they'll teach me, but if I don't use it daily, I'm not going to remember it. And I'm not going to just pick up on it. I don't just pick up on it. I need to be shown it 100 times like a 4-year-old. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I literally need to have it explained to me like a 4-year-old. I'm lucky I know how to turn this thing on. I'm not a tech guy. I don't adapt to it. I wish I still had a VCR. Like, that's where I'm to. I struggle to turn on the Blu-ray player because I don't know what the fangled buttons are for it. Like, I'm that guy. Buyer beware. Don't let anyone distract you on your what? Distract you on purchase. You may not know if cashier will double your price. I've never had a cashier do that. Yeah, I'm all about the young whippersnappers, right? Bumblebee movie RC, like she looks pretty good. Yeah, she looks pretty good. I was impressed with her right away. I don't need her, but I was impressed with her right away. I think she's a dandy RC. I think she looks beautiful. Some yellowing is worse than others. Some is worse than others. You're right. Now that I think about it, are any of the Predacons going to appear? We have no word on them. I assume they are, especially since they trademarked this week a Predacon and Maximal logo. Apparently, they were new trademarks. I assume that that's being done to keep it kind of in the family for Rise of the Beast. See, Devlin's not a tech guy. Just a relic. There you go. Hey, Lance. Night Prowler, Buzzsaw, and Sandstorm just got delivered a minute ago. Best one of that bunch is definitely Buzzsaw. Sandstorm is just that crappy Scorponok. And Night Prowler is the utter trash that is Cheetor. But if you somehow like it, cool. I think you'll like Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw's fun and it looks beautiful. Wild to me that they hadn't renewed the Beast Wars faction symbol trademark since 03. Never had a reason to use them, really, right? Going on here, we saw Legacy IDW Blurr, and I didn't know what IDW Blurr looked like. I saw it and I was like, is that supposed to be animated Blurr? Because the head looks kind of like animated. And then I saw a picture of it next to like one of the comic book pages, and I was like, the comic looks kind of animated. I don't think that this mold translates well to that. I think it looks awful. And I don't think, if you're a comics fan, I don't think it looks like the comics version. Some stuff's remolded, but the overall look of the body seems too, I can't believe I'm going to say this for this mold. But just based on the very limited knowledge that I have, and trust me, it's limited when it comes to those comic books. But based on the very limited knowledge I have from just the few images that I looked at, I feel like that this body type is too bulky for the comics iteration of Blurr. If you don't feel that way, you don't feel that way. Honestly, I still feel like SXS clocking, overclocking, whatever it is, if you want a Blurr that's supposed to be like the comics, get that thing. That's my take on it. I'll give credit due. Cool head sculpt. But other than that, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. But you got to take what I say there with a grain of salt, because I'm also not a fan of the comics at all. I think they're so terribly done. So if you like it, then cool, get it. I'm happy for you. He's coming out as part of the Velocitron set, which is a Walmart exclusive line. Or subline, I guess, of Legacy. I can guarantee you he is not on my radar. I already got 2 copies of the mold, and like the mold's only anyway. If you watched last Saturday when we ranked the others, and there was a bunch of us that ranked it, like the Blurr mold did not score well. Actually, both of those were in F as a fail. Yours truly saved one of them to a C. It's the best I was able to do was get it to a C. I don't know. If you were going to use a mold for it, maybe you should have used the Titans Return one. And before you say, yeah, but that thing has a Titan Master head. I know from experience that you can hollow out the section that goes on his back or becomes a shield, and the head goes through just fine. So they probably should have done that. But what do I know? I'm not a designer. G.I. Joe, AWE, Striker, Bumblebee, and Stalker. The best thing in that set is Stalker. I saw this, and at first I was like, huh, cool. That's neat. And then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, but they've done that his tank Megatron. And while the his tank looked cool, the Megatron looked like hot garbage. And I saw the vehicle and Stalker first, and I was like, cool, look at that O-ring Stalker. Now I have the 25th anniversary Stalker. I'm happy. I'm cool. I'm Stalkered out. And then I saw the vehicle, and I was like, that has to either be Beachcomber or, better yet, Hound. Like, come on, man. It got to be, right? And then I see it's Bumblebee again. I'm like, why? Why Bumblebee? That makes zero sense. And before anybody says, yeah, but in the movie, he was some sort of a Jeep thing in World War II. That ain't got nothing to do with G.I. Joe. Let Bumblebee just be that lame little yellow car. You had a perfectly good opportunity there to make Hound. And I'm willing to bet somewhere along the line, just you watch, some third party will make an upgrade kit with a Hound head to go on that thing. Just you watch. I think the best thing of that set is Stalker. I think it's grossly overpriced. There you go. That's my take on that. 86RC. We had some design notes about 86RC. Most notably that the base is not Earthrise. In fact, no Earthrise parts at all are used in it. The base is T30, but there's a new head, there's new forearms, there's new torso, there's new legs, there's a new rear of the car. The front of the car is the old front of the car. And because of the transformation, there's actually an ab crunch. About the only fault so far, there could be a lot once this thing comes out, but based on the information we're getting, based on what I've seen, the only fault I can see so far is the hollow legs, like the hollowness on the inner part of the thigh. Otherwise, it seems like a really, really good offering of RC and probably the update that T30 needed, because I don't think Earthrise was the update it needed. This might be. It has potential to be. We'll have to wait and see. I already talked about DNA design and the sword and the blast effects for Sludge. I also talked about the belly shield. Oh, and also in that DNA design set, we have a couple of pieces to fix loose joints. I don't know what's loose. Now, to be fair, I have yet to see a review of Sludge. He's not out in Canada yet. He's slated for August. I know he's showing up in the US. A lot of people have him, but I know nothing about him. I don't know what's loose. If I was to guess something being loose, I would guess probably the wings, maybe knees, maybe. That would be my guess. Elbows, maybe. I don't know. And also in that set is the pop out eyes, so you can like put them over his dino eyes and have like Devastator smashing him down to the ground and his eyes pop out like in the 86 film, right? That would have been a neat accessory for them to include, especially since they didn't include the little figurine. Like there was no lame Wheelie or lame Daniel here, right? There was none of that. It was just left out. You didn't get anything extra. They just started cutting plastic, right? So you know, it is what it is. Coronation Starscream is out at GameStop in Canada. Couldn't care less. I'm not paying a liter price for that very lackluster Earthrise mold and to come with a hollow chair that he can't really sit in and shoulder pieces and a plastic cape and a crown. No, thank you. Maximum Predacon logo, trademarks. We already know about that. Magic Square showed their Legends Ironhide. Why is it that a third-party company can make a little tiny Legends Ironhide that looks great in both modes, highly articulated, and for some reason Hasbro struggles desperately to do something at a reasonable price in the main line? I don't know what their struggle is. Guys, hire some of these other engineers. Let them apply their knowledge and their ideas to what you're doing, because you probably need some fresh blood, and these guys are nailing it. That Ironhide looks gorgeous in both modes. Could the transformation be a little fiddly? Possibly. Magic Square's materials, sometimes they've been hit, sometimes they've been miss, but you can't really fault the designs. Materials are a different thing. We saw more gimmick, Rise of the Beast, Battle Crap Scourge, Battle Charger, Changer, Scourge. I don't know what a Battle Changer is. Sounds like junk. I assume it's like Smash Changers or whatever. And there's Trash Changer Primal. Smash Changer Primal. I don't know what these things are. This gimmick stuff is literally a waste of shelf space and time, in my opinion. I don't see the point. What else do we have here? Dr. Wu, Golden Lagoon Blaster, and Gold and White Roller. A White Roller I find odd. Peculiar. That one surprised me a bit. The Golden Lagoon stuff looks really good, but honestly, I'm not going to lie. Their use of like the plastic being the color, I don't think is as successful as what Newage is doing, where it seems like the whole thing is painted gold. I think Newage is doing the Golden Lagoon stuff better for what it's worth. We saw a Transformers by G-Shock, Bumblebee, and Megatron Casio watches. I talked about the Casio watches. I don't know if Casio as a company is still making the watch components or if this is done in the style of Casio, but on the back of the watches, it does have the Casio like logo there. So I guess they're still kicking around. Who knew Casio was still a thing? Let's see. The Transforming Primal mask we talked about. Authentics RC is out in the US. I don't know. Maybe she's the RC you want, you know? She is very, very hollow. Very hollow with weird arms. But, you know, she might be an affordable version of RC. Her car mode looks all right. It's just a robot mode does not. Nevertheless, Authentics RC out in the US. YOLO Park Earth Mode Optimus Prime. Again, more images, but this time there were some videos. And boy, oh boy. Wow. If you haven't seen them, go to any of the news sites. Find the YOLO Park Earth Mode Optimus latest, you know, it was only put up a couple of days ago, latest posts. In there are pictures and there's also like little video clips basically, and just something like the knee bend, like the knee bends all the way up to the back of the leg, and the entire knee, all of those joints are all molded in and put together. There's no hollowness, there's no gap in the knee. Same thing with like the arms. You see him without all of his, say, armor on him to look like the Optimus we know. And you kind of see like his, I'll say like his skeleton form and all of the range of motion it can do. What YOLO Park has done here with this Playmo kit is nothing short of absolutely awe-inspiring, amazing. Now, it's a robot. It's not a thing that turns into a truck. It's just a robot. But boy, oh boy, for a display piece, for a discussion piece, I'm sure it is an arm and a leg, but it is also something very, very special. I have to give the devil their due. Very, very special. Red cog comes with a bunch of extra parts. Some of them go with Wheeljack. I don't know what the canister is that goes with Wheeljack. There's a canister that goes with RC that looks like some sort of Energon canister. I'm sure there's a meaning behind it. There's a little tool that goes with Ratchet. And there's the big rifle, like the sniper rifle that goes with Alita 1. Though, personally, if it was me, I would probably give it to Moonracer. But what do I know? So the red cog is neat. Again, it's a red card exclusive, so I don't think it's going to come to Canada. I don't think it's going to go anywhere except for Target in the United States. I don't think it's going to get a global release. I can't really get excited for something that's at one store in one country. Sorry. To me, it's what a wasted opportunity again. You're leaving sales and money on the table. I don't get the business practices of Hasbro. Why would you leave sales and money on the table? Because that's what you're doing. Because the other red card stuff hasn't really come here. Now, maybe eventually, like Red Wing, maybe it'll get a wider release later. But by then, I think a lot of the hype will be worn off. And a lot of people will have time to have thought about it and say, I made it this far without it. Some people will get it if that happens. But it hasn't always happened. Not all the red card stuff has gotten a wider release. Some has, some hasn't. So we'll have to see. But for now, it doesn't seem like a thing that's in my future, so I'm not going to worry about it, right? Do I think it's neat? Yeah, I love Cog. If you skipped Cog, get this because he's great. He's fun. He's excellent. Are the accessories neat? Yeah, absolutely. Are they absolutely necessary? No. This is a good thing to be an exclusive. You don't need a red Cog, especially if you have the regular, but it'd be nice to have. You don't need those accessories, but it'd be nice to have. If you're going to do exclusive, at least this is the right way to do exclusive. With the only problem being that you're making it super exclusive to essentially one country. I don't think that's good business. Drag strip design sketches. We saw some different faces. I think the design sketches were better proportioned than what we actually got in the end. Newage showed their Grimlock. It's a toy deco. There's a lot of chrome, especially on the chest. And the paint seems to have more of a metallic-y take on it. I love the original Newage Grimlock. I think it's inspired. I think the toy one is just as good. Just as good. I like animation accurate, but I can't fault this. I really can't. When you see the images of it, it's pretty darn beautiful. I wish he had blue eyes and not red, but this is pretty darn beautiful. Let's see. Hasbro is going to be returning to Sdcc, San Diego Comic-Con. We're likely to see quite a display in July when they return. Yes, Sdcc not being held in the spring this year as it usually has in the past. It's going to be right in smack dab in July. I feel like in July, isn't July usually New York Comic-Con? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's always been July. It's been a few years, so I really don't remember. And then the last bit of news tonight, and then I'm going to go back to you guys before we do. Actually, I'll do the last bit of news in the trivia. Then we'll go back to you guys, and then we'll see tonight's little pickup. This is a G.I. Joe piece, actually. Nice. See, when we done one piece of G.I. Joe earlier with the crossover with that Bumblebee and Stalker, you thought that was the end. Earlier this week, there was a live stream for G.I. Joe. They hinted at a lot of stuff, and at the very end, there was basically a teaser for a HasLab project, and like you could hear like tank treads. The going idea is that this HasLab project is likely to be either, and I can't remember the name of this, that big like beige tank base thing that used to have like the 3 layers when you opened it. I think that would be an impressive update. But what more people are leaning toward, what I'm leaning toward, is that I think the next G.I. Joe HasLab project is going to be Rolling Thunder. We'll see, but I think it's going to be Rolling Thunder. Like I said, we'll see, but that's kind of what I'm thinking there for what that's worth. Trivia. Let's do the trivia, and then I'm going to check in with what you guys are saying, and then we'll do the little pickup, and then we're going to get out of here. So the trivia tonight. In the episode Autobot, how is Soundwave mind controlling people? Is he using music? That's A. Is he using sonic vibrations? That's B. Is he using ultrasound? That's C. Or is he using sound tones? That's D. So is it A, music, B, sonic vibrations, C, ultrasound, or D, sound tones? Let's see what you guys are saying, and then I will see what the answer is in just a few moments. Let's go up here a bit. Let's see. So you go down here a little bit. I'm no tech guy, but I've done some of my fair share of computer. Not a whole lot. Yeah, I've done my fair share too, but to say that I'm really, I can do what I need to do. Let me put it to you that way. But to do anything special or like new, no, there's a steep learning curve for me. Steeper. There's a steeper learning curve for me in technology than there is for most. Just ask Starscream wife; she'll tell you I'm garbage. I don't get it. I don't get it. Me and technology.
Oh.
And me adapting to technology.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm utter garbage, right?
Yeah, you're not so good at that.
No, I'm not so good at that. I bet the Predacons are just going to make a lot of cameos like the RC sisters. They might. I'm not even speculating. I mean, that movie's over a year away yet. Why am I speculating about it yet? Thought Blur would be 2010 design. Mistake. That would have been neat too. IDW and Animated Blur have very different head designs, just to point it out. Do they, though? Because it really doesn't look like it. It looks pretty much identical. 86 Blur's head is the stuff of nightmares because of his long chin. Who still has overclocking? It's still surprising that we're getting a figure based on IDW, which we haven't seen since the Generations and Thrilling 30s. Yeah, I think they should get rid of that license, give it to somebody else. Just let that era die. It wasn't good. It's never going to be good. Just let it go to somebody else. Start fresh. Let's see. Still have VCR. There you go. I'm good. I'm good with old stuff. Yeah, right. I like simplicity. Bumblebee should not be an AWE striker or a striker. I don't even know how you say it. I always said AWE. I always said the letters. G.I. Joe B is crap. Yeah, could have been a Hound. It was a great opportunity to do Hound. We waited decades for G.I. Joe Transformers crossovers toys, and these are the best Hasbro could do. Yeah, like so far they've done 2, and we have Megatron and Bumblebee. No thanks. I would think a great crossover fit would be Starscream and Cobra Commander. Yes, it would. I pass on 86 RC. She's cool, but I'll keep my wallet locked down. There's an argument for that, Devlin. Absolutely. Imagine if we get a G.I. Joe Transformers figure of Broadside. Maybe, but I mean, Broadside's a triple changer. So what will his other mode be, right? Let's see. And if I'm skip stuff, I apologize here. I'm on the fence about him. Hasbro are just too well. They are lazy, but they've been lazy for a while now. I have a Coronation Starscream. I'm not paying. I mean, here I think he's like $90 or something. Like I'm not paying that for a Coronation Starscream. I don't know how much he costs where you live. All I need left is cape, crown, shoulder pads, and what? All I need left is cape, crown, shoulder pads, and done. Okay. Already ordered mine. It's on sale. Casio is still making watches. There you go. Little did I know. Thank you, Razor Bear. If Blitzwing was Bumblebee's main antagonist in Bumblebee, it'll be a really short movie. Red Wing was a Toys R Us online only thing. See, like even that, like the Red Wing was online. I was lucky. I got hooked up with it. I'm very lucky and very thankful that there are people that help me out with the things I want. Like it's not lost on me how thankful I am to these people. And that's why I try to help other people when I can. Because it's not lost on me, the people that help me. According to those design sketches, at a point, Dragstrip wasn't going to do the split. No, he shouldn't have. NYCC is October. Sdcc is usually July. There you go. What do I know? World before the war was a watchmaker. Oh, yeah, look at that. Maybe we could get G.I. Joe, Transformers, Snowcat. Maybe. Some people suggested that, actually. Junkie was different from Wreck-Gar. Rolling Thunder would be a better option for the HasLab item for a tank. Though a few friends would have jumped on a reissue of the Flag through HasLab. Yeah, a few would have. I could think of one guy who would have jumped on it right away. I also finished watching BotBots. Haven't seen that one episode yet. It's going to have to wait till the summer now. And we're down here. I definitely skipped some stuff. Oh, there we go. C, music, says Blue Raccoon C. C. It is C. It is indeed. The answer is ultrasound. That's what he was using to mind control people. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Last thing for tonight, and then we are going to get out of here. Unexpectedly this week, one new thing showed up in my neck of the woods. Unfortunately, no, it was not Sludge. My pre-order is still waiting for that. Unfortunately, no, it was not Junkie. Neither of those out my country yet. The dates that I'm still seeing for release here on like the sites and stuff that I go to is August 1st, unless somebody breaks the street date. It's going to be August before I get those. Please let somebody break that street date or push it up, especially since it's out in the U.S. How much would a modern Flag cost? I don't know, $1 million. If it's Hasbro, it'll probably be like $799 or something, right? I will, what? Not spoiling, but Jude the Dude is in BotBots. I don't know who or what Jude the Dude is. Just imagine they just showed you the Energon Snowcat and that's it. I wouldn't recognize it, honestly, Caldeo. I wouldn't know what or who that is. Because I know the name. Didn't he become Cyclonus? I think. But like if you were to ask me to pick him out of like a lineup, hey, which one of these is Snowcat? I wouldn't be able to tell you. Not a clue. So it's not Grimlock. It's not Junk Heap. But it was this little lad. It is the little lad that everybody hates, exo-suit Spike. And I say everybody hates because, again, it was interesting watching people kind of debate him last weekend when we were doing the ranking, and a lot of people didn't like it. Now, when I got him, I'm not. Oh, before I talk about him, I also got this. This was from Ultra Megatronus. I also got this piece of green fabric that will serve as an addition to the cape, so to speak, basically for my Liege Maximo. So I also have a piece of fabric. Anyway, when we were ranking them, a lot of people complained about this guy and said, yeah, but like he's not going to score well because of his like faceless, skin flap eyes. Like it's the stuff of nightmares. And then when you turn him around, he had this like empty, brainless, skull-less head. Like it's terrible. So me being me, I painted eyes and eyebrows on him. And I completely filled in the back of his head, and then I painted that over, so he has a sensible head. I do think that there was a little bit of, I'll say, overbleed on the eyes. So I'm not super happy with the eye paint, but like, look how small the head is, right? What's interesting is the head of this guy is actually bigger than the head of the MP, and the MP is slightly taller. For the record, and you'll see on Tuesday, we'll do it Tuesday. This guy, the Studio Series 86, infinitely better than this MP trash. Infinitely better. I gotta say, I think they nailed it. A lot of people don't like it, but I think they nailed it, and I'll explain why on Tuesday. Tomorrow, we have an odd duo coming up. It'll be a quick little way to kick off the weekend when we look at not one, but two characters. A couple of Beast Wars lads. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's face it, Spike was kind of brainless anyway. Yes, he was. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use that donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. Don't forget, man, that somehow, some way, each and every single one of you, each and every single day, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams right here on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way inside the videos.